Hi.
Hey, Jen. We're doing it again?
We are, and I've already lost track of what number this is.
I don't know, but I was checking our stats. We're still the number one podcast in our genre.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that.
We're interviewing our number one fan today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our one YouTube viewer.
Yeah, he's watching he watched one. Oh, John Scott.
Yes.
Host of the morning show on WQIK radio.
Yes. 99.1.
For decades, he's been in radio.
I know.
And why did we bring him on?
That's a really good question. So personally, for me, I'm still obsessed with the radio. I'm obsessed with the industry that surrounds music. And radio for me is still, it's about music. And it's about making sure that you're creating a vibe, a feeling for people on your way to work, on your way home. It's there to pick you up when you're sad. It's there to maybe mellow you out if you've had a super stressful day. So to me, I look at John as the conduit. And I'm personally a little nervous to interview because I'm kind of fangirling. I think what he does for a living is so cool.
Do you ever fangirl over me?
No, definitely not. No.
I got to work on something. So radio is such an interesting thing because you and I are old enough. I don't want to call you out, but I know you're old enough that we listen to the radio as
You're
children.
Older, just for the record.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But not by much. Maybe by a lot. I don't really know. We both listened to the radio.
We did.
And you recorded songs from the radio with your tape cassette
Absolutely.
player.
Yeah.
Did you call in?
Yes.
Which song did you get first played on the radio?
Oh, that's a really good
Did
question.
you actually get one played?
No, I remember being on hold for a really long time. This is when I was younger.
Let's talk about that. They put us on hold for a long time.
Yeah. And then I want to say Mom called for dinner and I was like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
I gotta go. It's time to eat.
I think I remember in middle school, my friends and I committed to calling in every 5 minutes. So I think we called multiple stations. We finally got a song that they were probably about to play next, which is Black Hole Sun.
Oh,
Who plays? I don't remember who
great.
the singer is, but one of them.
It's in
and
my
it was
head
great.
now.
And it felt like you won the jackpot that they played the song.
Did you kind of feel famous? To me,
No,
I
this
don't
is what
know.
makes me feel famous. The number one podcast in our genre is what makes me feel famous.
Whatever you need to tell yourself
Yeah.
to sleep at night. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, hey, John.
Hi, John.
First, Soundgarden.
Thank you.
Obviously.
That was eating you up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm Jeopardy and I'm hitting my buzzer. Like, gosh, he's not calling on me.
Were you doing that? Were you answering calls?
Yeah.
For and playing? Were requests real?
Yeah.
Were you actually taking requests?
Requests were real. Sometimes you could manipulate the log to play the actual song. Usually you waited for it to come up on the log because somebody took a long time trying to curate that log and make it mix. But the old and the new and the this and the that, they did a long time. Usually it was me making sure the log was done right. So I'm not going to go screw something up just because
Hey, John.
Arlene needs to hear it.
I can assume what a log means. A log means the songs that are in the playlist.
The music on the playlist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what we did.
That's great.
Most of the time, I don't know, I used to do a request show on Saturday night and I threw the log, the playlist, out the window.
Oh, fun.
Played anything I wanted to. But I
would
knew
be so
I knew the
fun.
rules. So I knew I'm not going to play 4 Hank Jr. songs in a row
Yeah.
15 years after he was popular. But I did make it sound like you never know what's going to come up next. So, and it worked.
That's exciting. All right, John, take us back in time. Tell us a little bit give us the Cliff Notes version of who you are, where you're from, and why you do what you do.
Hold on, wait. I thought we were going to ask this pivotal question.
What pivotal question?
We were going to say, hey, John, is there a song
Yes.
that you feel captures who you are as a person? Because I know you're deep into music. You're not just the guy on the radio.
Right.
Like, you're a musician. You write songs. You play songs. Is there a song that you feel captures you?
What's your soundtrack?
Yeah. Oh, soundtrack. I guess you can have more than one.
It would be a combination of everything.
All the music in the world.
All the music in the world. That's my brain. I listen to everything. I'm not beholden to one format. country pays my bills for the last 36 years, so I'm very thankful for country music. I do enjoy a lot of it. Maybe something like Chicken Fried, as simple as that, from Zac Brown Band.
Great song.
Because it's easy to sing. It's fun to sing. Everybody can sing it.
Yeah.
And it says the simple things in life that mean the most, and that's pretty much me.
Oh, love it.
That's great.
There we go. I'm sticking with Chicken Fried. That's my final
All
answer.
right.
Okay.
Here we
I've never heard it.
Well,
I feel.
Just leave.
Okay,
Just
I'll-
go.
Well, you know, like my chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night, pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Never?
Never.
I don't know what rock you live under.
That,
Well done,
apparently
John.
The big one.
The big one.
The one that doesn't play country music.
So how did you do this? And you've stuck with it. So obviously you were a little boy sitting in your room, maybe playing a guitar, and you went, I want to be on the radio. I want to control what's on the radio. How did this come to be?
Is this just a big ego trip for you for the past 30, 40 years?
That's all it is. It's all about me. I think I got into radio mainly because I love music. Music is like my earliest memories of anything is all music based somewhere. I was 3 years old when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan, and I remember it. I remember not watching them, but I remember going out with my sisters and my dad to go find the first album after they were on Ed Sullivan. So I had just turned 3, and I'm a little freak like that, and I have these memories of being that, but they're all music based, which is crazy, all the way through the 60s, which were my pre-10 years. And so music was always what gravitated me toward the radio. I wanted to hear the next song. I was always the guy who, just like y'all were talking about in the intro, pretending I wasn't here, that you were taping you would get the cassette, tape the songs. I did that as a 7-year-old, and I would do it. And then when I got enough good ones, I would say, hey, you want to hear that? Have you heard this one yet? And I would play songs for my sisters when they got home from school or my friends.
How many mixtapes did you create?
Many. I was the mixtape before it was a word. And I was making them for people. And I would take my sister's albums. I had 2 older sisters, one 5 years, one 8 years older than me. And so the music of the 60s as teens, and I'm 7 years old, is just rushing in the house.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorting through it and listening to see what I like. I would pick what I liked and then make my own playlist, my own mixtape, do my own fake top 10 countdowns. I mean, I was doing stuff like that. I would fake. I would walk
incredible.
up the intro to "Joy to the World" by Three Dog Night. It's like a 6-second intro, and I would do an open like I'm walking up the record before he started singing "Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog."
Wow.
I did that as a kid, and so, but I didn't know you could really do it for a gig. I knew somebody did that, and that was cool. But it wasn't until a lot later. I was getting an accounting. I was going for an accounting degree here at the wonderful University of North Florida, and because that's the normal jump, you go accounting straight into
Obviously.
radio.
Yeah, makes
that's
total
how
sense.
it works. But I was good at accounting. It came naturally to me.
We had another guest on the show. I just want to say this. He went from xylophone to doctor.
Wow.
Go on.
Well, you're playing those bones, aren't you? I mean, aren't they what that is? So maybe it was a better fit. But here's a new number. So see, that's accounting, and they used to call songs numbers, So there you go. Maybe that's what it was.
There it is.
But I was good at it, but I didn't like it. I was bored, and I was like, "Gosh, I hate this.
Yeah.
Am I going to have to do this the rest of my life?" Because I was good at it.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of said, "Yeah, well, that's what you do. You find what you're good at and
Right?
go kick."
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, what else?"
John started failing all his tests.
What else can I be good at? Something, please, God, let it be something else I can be good at.
Yeah.
And really, radio piqued my interest. At about the same time, I met a very, very popular DJ in Jacksonville named Greaseman. He was a shock jock before there were shock jocks, and he was by far the most talked about, the most listened to radio personality in Jacksonville
So
history.
define what was a shock jock? What decade was this?
It would the 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
And so
Would I be shocked?
probably you would probably go, I can't believe he's able to say that stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you listen to
yeah.
Richard Pryor albums and he says stuff,
Yeah,
you go,
he does. Yeah.
what's that decade all about?
Yeah.
Pearl clutching time. But he was that way. And he was bawdy with double entendre. If you got it, you got it. And he was very talented at what he did. He got so bad at it, though. I mean, he would say just rude, ugly, I mean, horribly nasty things. And he got kicked off the radio nationally and everywhere.
Oh,
So the
bummer.
comedy left? Because I feel like with shock jocks, there's a sense of comedy.
Oh,
simply.
he was always comedy. It was always something. He wasn't political or nothing. It was just him being funny. So anyway, he got my attention. I had a chance to meet him, and I was doing stuff. I used to write parody songs when I was 12, like the ones in Mad Magazine, and they would take topics and make fun of them, and so I would do that. And so I did one time, and when I met him, and I said, I do these songs, and I just did something real stupid, and he liked it. He goes, buddy, you got to call me. Put that on the radio. So I did that. I was in my accounting class. I probably skipped that cost accounting class here to call him and be on the radio. And then I heard it back. And then somebody that afternoon said, oh, man, did you hear Grease? Had some dude doing a Bee Gees thing. That was funny. And I'm like, that was me.
That dopamine rush.
Yeah, that was a big rush.
Yeah.
It was a big rush, but it wasn't why I loved it.
Yeah.
I just love being able to share that with somebody. I was going to tell 8 people in school my song and be just as dopamined.
So it's finding and sharing. Like, is that the draw for you? It's
it really
discovery?
Is. It's the finding. I love the discovery.
Yeah.
I do chase down all kinds of music I've never heard, and just want to go hear it. And I still have that in me.
Is that stage of like finding music also filled with a lot of disappointment? Or do you find a little bit of good
feel like
in everything you
nowadays-
listen
I try to find good. I try to find good. I don't chase the new music as much as I used to. Because I think it really has gotten very generic.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the country has. The people who are on the edge of the cutting edge of music, and we play them. Country should never be the cutting edge of music. It should be the comfortable edge. It should be comfortable. That's what country music's all about. The country music genre started as a reaction to the Roaring '20s, and then country music, when everything went to hell in 1929 or whenever the crash was.
Yeah.
Country music was like, hey, come listen to these songs to
comfort.
remind you of the good old days.
Yeah,
So it's always been comfort food. It's
Yeah.
always been comfort music. And really, for the 100 years, it has been comfort music. It's never the edgiest music sound.
Right.
It'll be about 10, 15 years behind the pop sound. So we were not going to be surprised when, in 2015, some country artists were doing auto-tune using a hook and a drum loop. Because back in 2008, that's what pop was doing. Country did it too.
Yeah.
And, so that just happens. But that's the comfort end of country. So when you got guys like Morgan Wallen who are doing things ahead of the curve, that's when country actually gets big. But I'm like, I want pop to always be on the edge where I can have to find something.
So currently, do you guys play a lot of classic country, or it is the cutting edge?
We are contemporary.
Okay.
We probably have a gold to us is something from 2013. We don't play very few in the 90s. That's just how contemporary country is now.
Okay.
And that's the one people hate. But it's one of those things, people hate it so much, it's the number one format. So it's the ones who, I've always
So you're
said,
saying most country listeners hate listening to the music?
no, they're there.
Okay,
It's the people who espouse about music.
Okay.
It's the minority on social media, like, that ain't country. You know what? The first time somebody said that was when somebody brought drums on the Grand Ole Opry. It's an actual quote. That ain't country.
Wow.
Somebody used drums. So we've had that ain't country for 100 years again. So no matter what it is, no matter what, was it Alabama putting rock?
But you have that
songs?
line too. You have a line where you go, that's not country anymore.
I have, it's fun. It's a good
do you?
question. It's
Yeah.
a good question because when Jason Aldean came out, once again, I'm going to throw something right past you.
Okay.
Maybe Jen will get this. When Jason Aldean came out with She's Country,
Yeah.
it had some
Yeah.
hard rock power chords
Right.
and distorted.
Yeah.
I remember listening to it as the music director going, is this too much for my audience? Is this too much?
Interesting.
Jason Aldean wasn't like a superstar. He had a few hits.
Yeah.
And this came out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, by then my son was high school. And I picked him up from school, and I was like, okay, listen to this. He goes, that's awesome. I'm like, okay, we're good.
And yeah, your listeners will like it.
And our listeners did, and they
Yeah.
did a great job. But I had to be the guard. I'm just a curator. I'm just the gatekeeper of this station. I'm a steward. It was incredibly great before I got there, and it's going to be incredibly great when I'm gone. So I just want to take care of it while I'm there. And I think anybody in radio that does that feels that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to screw it up because it's not my station; it's theirs. It's the listener's station, and they'll let you know. They'll let you know if you're playing something
Yeah,
that ain't
I'm
the coolest.
sure. How did you get the job of the curator? How did you go from that accounting degree to?
Well, I took a class. And
Okay.
they didn't have broadcasting here. Not yet. The
Okay.
school wasn't not even, and this is in the early 80s when it was just a junior, senior.
The class was accounting for radio. Is that the first? A lot of payola lessons in there.
Yes, we learned that quick. But I went over to a place called Jones College, which was over in Arlington, and they had broadcasting.
Right on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The high rise on the river.
Now it's a senior citizens home community, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had broadcast. So I took like 2 business law classes there just in case, and took my broadcasting classes. Well, by the 3rd one, you're on the radio.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, there was a jazz station, which was 90.9.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was a jazz station, and I got on the radio, and I got on playing jazz music, and everybody comes and says, "Hey, you don't suck."
Hey, John,
I took that as the highest praise ever.
were you doing a jazz voice for that?
No, I'm same guy.
Same guy.
Same guy. The music itself makes you sound different.
I bet.
Oh, interesting.
I worked in. We can get to that.
Yeah, we have to get to that.
And so I was playing jazz, and then I met a guy. It was just a chance encounter. I met somebody who worked at a station that I used to actually listen to, which was AM 930, that actually played music. I used to listen to this guy late at night, and he was just not real good. He just wasn't a good DJ. I just didn't, me not knowing anything, going, hey, it just doesn't sound good.
Tell me, I want to know why.
They-
What made you?
He was very stilted.
Okay.
Zero personality.
Okay.
And I just thought, man, he just doesn't sound like everybody else on that station sounds really natural, and they're just talking
Yeah.
to you like a friend. He didn't. I'm not going to say his name or imitate him because he'll
Yeah.
know who he is. But they let him go, or he quit or something. So we had an opening, and the guy I met said, "Hey, we got an opening." And
Yes,
I took
please.
it. And showing up is 90% of working part-time in radio. So I kept showing up. They gave me an extra shift. I kept showing up. They gave me an extra shift. 4 months later, I'm full-time.
Excellent.
And it was cool. It was a great learning experience. It was the greatest training ground. The station was owned by the city of Jacksonville, one of the last municipally owned of a big market, one of the last municipally owned radio stations. So they could care less. They what? We got the station. Yeah, do what you got to do. We had no budget, but we had nobody over us, which was fine.
Yeah.
And so we were able to do a lot of cool things. Had a boss that let me fail. He was the greatest. And but he let me do it instead of showing me how to do it. He said, "Here, try this." I never forget. It was a promo for a special about Genesis, the band. And so I said, "Put this together, 60-second promo." And I stayed 2 hours after my shift, and I'm putting it all together. I mean, I'm going to make this perfect for my hero. He was my hero on the radio. Now he's my boss. And then the next day he comes in, "Hey, come on, let's go in the production room." And we go in, and I'm thinking, oh, he's going to tell me how much this is great. He goes, "Okay, now listen to mine." So he put one together. And I went, "Oh, man, yours is so much better than mine." So he started asking me why. "Why do you think that?" I said, "Well, you put the intro." And he's like, "Exactly." I was like, he let me fail.
Yeah.
One of the greatest lessons I ever had.
Because you absorbed it then.
Yeah.
You knew
And he
exactly
had-
what to do next time.
It's true. I had confidence. He gave me confidence, too.
Yeah.
Gave me confidence to know that I can try something. And if it doesn't work out, I tried. And he's like, "Yeah, get back up and do it again."
Yep.
So
Oh, that's awesome.
It was a great start. It was a great start with the best boss and a good bunch of guys who felt the same way. They were either brand new in radio, or they knew the kind of cool gig they had without a boss,
Yeah,
without
yeah.
nobody caring about ratings or anything. So it was great.
So, how do you feel your job has changed over the last, well, honestly, let's go just the past decade.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go 11 years?
Okay, sure. 2014, it was a wonderful year. Yes and no.
Yes and no. What?
It's change. I'm still doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still sitting behind a microphone,
Yeah.
talking one-on-one to somebody.
Yeah.
Happens to be 300,000 on this day, or 200,000, or 1,000,000 if you do something good.
Right.
But in my mind, the world of radio, tell me I'm wrong, is become more corporatized. You have to walk a thinner line. And I'm wondering if you have more
No.
leniency because of who you are than someone.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I will say the big megalopolis of iHeartRadio is who I work for. Mm-hmm. They don't screw with us.
That's nice.
They don't.
That's
now,
great.
There's a boss to a boss to a boss that will,
Yeah.
if something happens big, they'll go, yeah, talk to him. Let's see if we can work this out.
Okay.
Aside from your music, I used to send music to the director of programming for country and iHeart, and it was always looks good.
That's
That's the
great.
only thing. We'd have to
Yeah.
send it to them, so they'll go, hey,
Sure.
we got this. Let's make sure if you want to err on this side with this song.
Yeah.
That's only time they ever suggest anything. We have to put up with all of their promos that they put into our stop sets.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those, but that's how they make money.
Of course. Yeah.
As far as telling people to listen to somebody else. It's the Will Ferrell podcast. Listen anytime. It's like, well, not now because we're on the radio. You know? Wait a minute. Send them everywhere.
Can we send you a plug for our podcast?
Yes, do that. Please do. At least to people I know and love. So, really, I haven't had no push down in all the years.
That's really good to hear.
It was J-Core, Clear Channel, iHeart. And that's where
So the world where the corporate leads are like, hey, these are the 5 songs you must play every hour on the hour. That's not real.
maybe
Okay. But not for you.
But
not
not
with
here.
us.
Okay.
That's
not
great.
in country, and I can only speak for country and iHeart.
Okay.
That's all I know. Pop radio might be more stringent. I don't know, and I do know. I can't speak out of turn with other companies that do have national program directors, and they send the playlist to their people.
Okay.
So there are, you're not wrong about that. It's just not what we have to go through. So we're very thankful for that. And I think that goes for just about any, country formatted station at iHeart. There might be a few, if they ever hear this, go, John, you're full of it. You're getting favored nation status down there because you've been there forever. But I don't hear that,
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
great.
it makes your job nice.
What?
Makes your job nice.
It makes the job wonderful.
Yeah.
Because you get to come in and create every day without
Right.
worrying about somebody over your shoulder.
Right.
Now, I can't get into ratings because I can't talk about ratings, and I can't talk about the methodology of ratings
Well, we know it's not number 1 because we are the number 1
in your genre.
in my genre.
We're
That's
number one
right.
in our genre. But turn these cameras off, and I'll tell you some stories about ratings and just how crazy they are.
Yeah. I'm fascinated.
It really is. It's something that it should be talked about a lot more.
Well, without like telling your ratings, can you talk about this, like the pressure of ratings and what that entails for you? And we can cut this out if we.
Oh no! Thankfully, everybody. Thankfully, a lot of people are finally coming on board and going, "Yeah, we know that's a joke." But a year and a half of a consistent joke ends up being a little more truth.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden you're 15th for a year, they'll go, I think we're kind of concerned with your morning show.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen that way, and it doesn't take too many listeners to change things drastically. I can put it that way,
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
But they don't. But there is pressure with other markets.
Yeah.
I know some guys, because of the new rating system that came out, that some top program directors lost their job because you were consistently 7th or 8th when you should be consistent top 3. Things just happen, and unfortunately, they lost their job. So it's really sad.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
it is.
It's a shrinking business.
That's how it feels, at least from the outside looking in. And I think that was your line of questioning as well. It just feels over the past even 20 years that radio has changed and how radio is managed has changed. And I do think, we're probably getting, maybe there's been movies, I can't recall what ones, that give you what you think is the reality behind how a radio station is managed.
Right.
I'm curious, let's talk about Jacksonville and radio. To me, I feel in doing a little bit of research that we're doing pretty well as it relates to having our own radio stations and the content that we're producing. And what do you know about the market, and where is Jacksonville?
I think everybody's found their lane and they're happy with it.
Cool.
We have 3 major radio groups that own it.
Yeah.
They search for their lane. They'll say, okay, we are the leader in this format.
Yeah.
We're never going to be the leader in this format, so we'll be the buffer, and hopefully we'll take away from these guys in order to boost the ranker of our real going station.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. You end up playing checkers with
Interesting.
with your each station.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, our flanker, or you call them flankers, somebody that will be on, never's going to be higher than say QIK, but they'll come up every so often. If they can take a couple listeners from us, we drop down to number 3, which
Yeah.
puts their big station ahead of us.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, then you're vying for a bunch of advertising dollars, and that's what it's all about. So those things happen like that. But as far as the formatics in this town, everybody just found their place.
That's great.
Yeah, it's good and bad because there's no change and there's no zip sometimes. Everybody's like, okay, we get complacent and you try to come up with something different and something
True.
fun. But our
Yeah.
audience is like, that's the thing about the audience. They don't necessarily like all this crazy new stuff you might want to do.
Yeah.
I just like listening to y'all on the way home. I just like listening to y'all on the way to work. You don't have to go stupid prank on me.
Yeah.
That's not you. Stay in your lane. Once
Right.
again, with whatever you do.
People are creatures of habit. I mean, that's if you're
Yes.
getting off of work and you have that commute home and traffic now really sucks in this town, it is something that can bring you peace and calm. And then if the person you're relying on to bring you that peace and calm is now all of a sudden doing a shtick that you didn't expect,
Exactly right.
it's going to make you upset.
When I first went to afternoon drive, I was doing nights, and I was kind of it was country, but it's still a wacky kind of guy at night. You know, a lot of phone calls, a lot of silly, stupid stuff. Well, and the the ratings were really good, and they're like, okay, we're going to put you in the afternoons. I'm thinking, oh man, I better try harder. And so I was doing some kind of shticky thing before traffic. Then the girl would do traffic, and then I'd do a shticky thing with her after traffic. I'm thinking, I'm going to make the most of this. This is going to be great. My boss comes in and goes, I got good news and bad news. The good news is you don't have to prep so much. The bad news is you're talking way too much.
Yeah.
Let them get home. That's all they want to do. They want to get home. They want somebody to be there with them. Hey, I'm right there by your side getting you home the best way.
Yeah.
And he was saying, whatever he said, I turned that into that's my afternoon whole idea. Was like, your best way home. That's me. I'm going to be your best way home when I worked afternoons, which meant everything. The best music. I'm going to find the traffic problems, and I'm going to beat everybody to them.
Yeah.
You can rely on me to get you there. And so it's once again finding your adapting to what you're given. And so you're right about that. We don't need to shtick it up.
Yeah. So the different types of shows that you have done, did you have it sounds like it. Did you have a mantra for each one, a goal for each one? So when you did the overnights, what was your goal? What were you trying to achieve for your listeners?
The overnights was keep myself and other people away. And that was in many ways.
Before energy drinks.
Yeah. Just black coffee.
2 cups of coffee.
Just
sliding off-
cocaine. Just
sloshing.
cocaine. Not John.
And then it was interesting because overnight DJ, I think, saved my life one time. I was coming back from Tampa from a concert, and me and my buddy went to a concert, and I'm driving back, and I think I'm about to tap out in Ocala on 301. And then I heard his voice. Good morning, Big Jim. Say all night get together. And he revived me. I didn't know him then. And he really revived me. And I was awake the rest of the way. And I finally met him because I started doing nights, and he came in on overnight at QIK. And I was like, you saved my life one night.
Wow.
What? He was just being friendly.
Yeah.
And that was him. That was natural.
So Big Jim. You worked with Big Jim?
Big Jim, yeah. Jim
okay.
Godboll.
Had a distinct voice.
Yes.
You have a distinct voice.
I didn't think I did.
No, you definitely do.
Well, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
I know people who have distinct voices, but I never thought I could have the distinct voice, and that might be part of the lasting. Maybe I don't wear on people as much. If I had more of a voice like that, am I going to wear somebody out? Do I have to listen to him again? No, he got me.
So when DJs talk like that, do they talk that way off air too?
Some of them do have that.
I feel like
they've
I've
got that.
experienced that, yeah.
They've got that in their head, and that's hey, everything's going great. Great to be with you. Like, woo, way too much energy for me.
We tone
man.
that down.
Bring that back at 6.
Yeah, I've seen some news anchors do that too, where they're trying to have the casual conversation with their, with the meteorologist, and you're like, no, you're not reporting the news. This is just a casual conversation. You can see a flip in and out of their TV
voice.
TV voice.
But
some of them do. Yeah, I know a few people that are on TV in Jacksonville now that that's their talking voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you really do have that voice. That's really great. You know,
When you say you have a voice meant for radio.
But speaking of me not having a unique voice, my boss, the first boss that hired me, the great guy, he had the greatest voice. He was a rock jock. He had a great voice like this. He talked about, I felt like he was wearing a tux. And he's playing Frank Zappa, you know, Zappa from Zoot Lures, Rock 95. And I'm like, this guy's the greatest. Well, I meet him, and he is a cool guy. And he does have that great voice.
Yeah.
He walks around with that great voice. So I thought, I'll never sound like Rich. I'll never be Rich. But all I'll do is just be the best I can. And we had a media softball game against the Jacksonville Suns or something. You know, you play before the game, and we were playing softball. Anyway, my parents came out. It's my first gig in radio. I'm 21. And my parents came to the game. And Rich gets to meet them. My boss gets to meet my parents. And then I kind of walked away, and they were talking. The next day, my dad says, hey, Rich is a really nice guy. I said, yeah, I told you, he's the coolest. He goes, he had great things to say about you. You know what he said? I'm like, oh, what did Rich say? He said, I wish I had John's voice.
Stop it.
And I said, what?
Tier one solid tier. It
Wow.
It was streams. He said, he has friendly in his voice that I will never have. He was gifted with the friendly voice. I'll never have that voice.
Is that the best compliment you've ever received? Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm tearing up.
Talk
John.
about the confidence that I had for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I knew I could do radio after that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't try to be friendly. I mean, naturally, I think
Because naturally, John is
He's just
kind
an
of
angry person.
So
it's all an act. So at least that came naturally to me,
Yeah.
and thankfully the voice came with it.
Yeah. You didn't have to try.
I didn't have to jippy it up.
I just love it when you do this. I'm going to try to do a radio voice in a few minutes, but go ahead.
I can't wait for this.
Quick aside, quick story. There was a guy we talk about. We call it puking. When you're on the radio and all of a sudden you sound like you're doing this, we call it puking. One guy told me one time, and it was a record rep in Nashville, came from Oklahoma City, and he told the story of this guy who used to puke so bad on the radio because his name was Jimmy Thomas, but he puked so bad it came out like Jippy Toppers. Jippy Toppers, and it's great to be with you. Good morning this morning. It's Jippy Toppers. And so I'd hear this Jippy Toppers story, and it made me laugh as hard as y'all are. Well, I tell my friend, a guy named Dick Dale, who ended up doing crazy stuff. He's a voice guy at ESPN now and other things. Incredible voice. I'm telling, his name's Bert. I told Bert the story. And he couldn't stop laughing. I mean, he thought that was the funniest dang story he's ever heard. He was just getting in radio. He was working on Planet Radio at night. And he was just being Dick Dale and being crazy. Well, one night, he didn't even tell me. I get off at 7 then, and I'd listen to Dick Dale on the way home on Planet. And all of a sudden, I hear, like Better Than Ezra's playing or something. All of a sudden, I hear, there's Better Than Ezra, and Better Than that. What are they better than? What and what? I don't know. Hey, it's Jippy Toppers in for Dick Dale. He was doing Jippy Toppers for a whole shift.
Oh, my God.
Filling in for him. I thought it was the funniest dang thing. WPLA, the kids call it Planet Radio. And I thought, this is magic. He didn't even tell me about it. He was just doing it to screw around. I got home, no cell phone then. I got home and called him. I was like, oh my gosh, you had me crying, man. He was like, that wore me out. I had to turn him off after 2 hours. I was going to do the whole shift. But anyway, everybody gets a good laugh out of a wonderful old radio voice.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's nostalgic.
Jippy Toppers. Jippy Toppers.
So do you have a character that you go into? If the mic is in front of you, are we just getting
Concentrated
John?
me concentrated.
Okay.
And a little bit more, just like I think Robbie Rose, a longtime coworker of mine, worked 50 years in the business, 52 years, he just retired. He told somebody one time, because he didn't put on any airs. Robbie, that's how you got him. That's just him. He was a pilot flying people around, and they asked him to do traffic. And so he was just being him. No training, no nothing. And he was just the greatest because he was himself. And when people talked to him about that, they said, that's not an act, Robbie. He goes, no, just an amplified version of me. I thought, that's a great way to put it because that's what we are.
Yeah.
When I get on, right now I would say I'm talking in my normal voice. That's what I would do if we were eating. Mm-hmm. But if I'm going on the radio, there's going to be more energy coming out
Sure.
to where I'll go, Jacksonville's number one. So there it is. That's the difference. It went up a little bit.
Yeah.
It came more intense. I was standing next to a guy at a car show, and I asked him if he wanted to do an interview with me for Hondas. I do voiceovers for Honda.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the guy, and I said, hey, you want to do a video? We can do Honda here and talk about it. And he goes, yeah, sure. He knew me as the guy I bought a car from him, so he really didn't know me on the radio much. So I'm like, okay, great, Jim. That's okay. And then the camera person goes, okay, and rolling. Hey, it's John Scott along with Jim McDonough. We got done. He goes, man, you scared me. He goes, how did energy just all of a sudden appear?
How does it appear, John?
It's radio, man.
This is where you're going to mentor us.
That's the magic of radio. No, you don't want to do it here because I think a wonderful conversation like this, we don't want to keep it like that. And especially with cameras, they see you're smiling. With radio, they can't see you
They
smile.
can't. Yeah, true.
You've got to
Good
penetrate
point.
the speakers for radio. You've got to, if you're smiling, if you're like, hey, it's great to be with you. It's not going to come out that way on the radio. It's got to be, hey,
Right.
you'll see people that have been in radio a long
hear
time
the
that have these
smile.
muscles, these little pockets of smiling, these smile pockets that they have because it's, hey, it's great to be with you. Thanks so much for taking us with you. You should be worn out when you're done with a 4-hour shift.
Yeah.
Because you put a lot of energy. Just the same way if you had to give a 10-minute talk.
So then, John, would you go back and listen to your shows and go,
Oh,
you know
good
what?
question.
I did not sound like I was smiling.
No, because thankfully my boss said I have a smile on my voice. I have a friendly voice, and thankfully it came out okay.
But were you do
I worked on everything else.
okay?
But the smile was there.
So do disc jockeys or radio personalities get together and go, hey, here's how I could see you improve. Here's how you could do better. Are we talking about the voice in that way, and the personality in that way?
A good program director back in the day when you were able to have these air check sessions, they would call them.
Okay.
And you'd stop it and go, okay, that was a wonderful thought, but let's make sure you
Okay, so
do
you've
some
got the
do some of the housekeeping where you want to get the call letters in and you want to make sure that this is that, and you kind of want to arrange a little bit for somebody in their head. But I said it's a great original thought. Don't lose that, but we're going to need some housekeeping around it
Okay.
because you didn't even identify the radio station when you talked. And in this day and age, you kind of want people to have recall and go, yeah, it's
Yeah.
QIK, it's QIK. So I think there's something to be said about having great talent coaches. We had one for about a year and a half with our morning show, and he found the most things that you took for granted. Like we had a girl named Tony Fox that was on the show, and she had a little entertainment thing called the Fox Files. Well, the one thing was we never called her Tony Fox anymore. It was Robbie, John, and Tony. And so this guy, a talent coach, is going, hey, what's it called, the Fox Files? And we're like, well, that's Tony's last name. He goes, I never knew.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy
yeah.
cow, nobody knew.
Yeah.
Or not many knew. So it's really simple things like that
Right.
that a wonderful coach can do for your talent, for your creativity and the input you want to put into your morning show. There are those that will work with inflection and I used to work with people who were doing commercials where everything they finished sounded like that. And then you want to go and then you go to the car and everything just that. And I was like, okay, let's quit driving off the cliff and maybe just finish the sentence a little differently. And so that's just the one thing that she went, I never noticed that. And I was like, well, you do it, and you do it every time. I said, now that you're hearing it, she's like, oh, no, I can't stop hearing it now.
You can't unhear that.
I can't listen. Yes, I can't listen to my old commercials ever again because that's what she would do.
Yeah.
So everybody can get better every day. I hope to get better every day. When somebody comes in new, it's like, I'm going to have your job one day. I said, you better hurry because I'm getting better tomorrow. And I try to do that every day.
Still.
I'm 42. Yes.
Still.
I still need to be better. I've never done a perfect show.
Like, what's your goal? Like, what are you aiming for? Because you're really
I just
good.
aim for a great show every day. I want
gonna say,
I want
but
the
what's
best show.
Perfect?
Okay.
That's why y'all come in here. You want to do the best podcast. You're not mailing it in
We're not, but we are the best podcast.
in genre of whatever the
Yeah,
genre is.
name that genre.
Good luck with that. But no, you got to get better every day.
So can we pull the curtains behind putting on a show?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Because I know you're not just waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and going, all right, mics are on, let's go.
Right.
Or are you?
That was
How-
Robbie. That was Robbie. He never prepped.
Okay.
And he just kind of barely wanted to know what the story was about.
I think I love
Oh,
Robbie. That's a
interesting.
great
Yeah.
Yeah, he could operate like that. I would have indigestion trying to. I couldn't do that.
I thankfully with the internet,
But
you can do a lot of your prep before. Rarely does anything happen overnight.
are you pre-recording segments that we think are still live in the morning?
Some things are pre-recorded just because we run them later.
Okay.
We do a thing called the Floridiots of Florida people being real stupid.
Not in Florida.
No.
So it's got to be.
And honorary Floridiots, that's what they are. But we just find, that's just our stupid criminal kind of bit. But we do it every hour because it's our number one bit from research. They say, we love the Floridiots. So the talent coach who was helping us said, do it every hour. Nobody's watching you like a movie. Nobody's turning it on at 6. Your
true.
mom's no
Yeah.
longer with us. So nobody is turning you on and listening all 4 hours.
Yeah.
They're using you like the appliance that you are. You're going to get you to work, get you home in your 30-minute commute.
Do you not feel hurt when they called you an appliance?
No, I'm a talking toaster or whatever. I call myself that. Nobody else called me an appliance.
Toaster.
But that's what we do. People use us. And I'm so glad they use us. This isn't, I'm not.
It's nice to be needed.
It is.
Because
And
it
this-
is a need.
In the same way. And it's the crazy thing. I'll have these existential moments where I'll go, what am I doing? Because growing up, I was well advanced. They wanted me to skip. I skipped 1 grade. They wanted me to skip 2 grades. I got to 6th grade and they were like, this kid, he could graduate. So I was kind of a weird freak, a high IQ kid. But then ADD and teen years happen and you end up scraping to get, scraping to make honor roll.
The adults. John, what happened?
That's it. Peaked at 10. Sad. But
At least you peaked, so that's great.
I did. At least there was a peak.
I'm still waiting.
Going
so
on.
I'm hoping it happens by the time I'm 60.
But I sometimes have those things where I'll go, gosh, could I have been doing something more productive for society? Could I have been doing more things to help people? How can I help? It's almost every time that I have this little doubt.
Yeah.
And it happens every few years. The phone will ring, and it will be out of nowhere. The phone will ring out of sequence. It'll be like line 4 calling, and lines 1 through 3 aren't ringing. So why is this phone happening? You're kind of like, what's up? Answer the phone. And somebody, you kind of recognize their voice because they're a regular caller at times, but then they say, I don't know why I'm calling you, but I just thought I'd call you this morning to tell you my kids can't make me smile in the morning. My dog doesn't make me smile. My husband, I give him a kiss, but he doesn't make me smile. I'm in my car and you have me laughing before I get to the end of the street.
John, I think she's asking for a date. She doesn't like her kids, her husband, her dog.
It's a country song. That's what it was. She was just requesting a
No,
song.
that's incredible. Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing, and it's right when you need it.
It's
and
right
we would
when
all
you
hear
need
it.
Yeah.
And we go, this, and we look at each other and go, this is why we do
That's
it.
why you do it.
Because you can change, to alter somebody's mood,
Yeah.
the heck.
Yeah. That's so impactful.
Right. And you don't think that's what you're doing. Really, if you're doing a morning show, you're sitting there by yourself. 3 of us, it'd be like the 3 of us sitting in here.
Yeah.
And we make each other laugh. We're like, okay, good. I'm glad you found that funny. That's good. Turn it off, go home.
Right.
Then you forget that
You
everybody's
forget
out there
who's on
listening
the
and
other
being
end.
affected by it. And you go, okay.
Look at
But
the
you got to have the confidence to think that you can do it. And I got it instilled in me a long time ago from my boss, who had told me I'm Mr. Friendly, and he let me fail. And without that grounding,
Yeah.
because people say, you hear a thing in radio that you're 360 degrees away from who you really are when you start. So when I started, I just wanted to sound like my heroes. Mm-hmm. And you could hear old original air checks in me trying my best to sound like Rich. And it was bad. Bad versions of Rich are not good. And I had them in spades. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, the more you end up doing everything. You're finally getting to that circle. Some people's cycle is a year. Some people's cycle is 4 months. Some people are so talented. Mine was a couple of years. I think I was finally working mornings on 95.1 where I felt like
Like you found your voice.
I think I can talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because
It came
your
with the
voice
confidence.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I feel like I've listened to singers talk about this too, about finding their voice.
Yeah.
Because to them, a good voice are the people they love and idolize.
Yep.
It's not their own voice.
It's natural to think that. Yeah.
Ronnie Van Zant,
Yeah.
case in point, idolized Paul Rogers of Free and ended up being in Bad Company. When he was in Free, Ronnie Van Zant said, best damn singer there is in the world. So when you listen to some of the early Skinner and you're like, he's trying to sound like Paul Rogers. It wasn't until like Skinner's third or fourth album that all of a sudden Ronnie Van Zant became the best dang singer in the country because it was so original. He quit trying to sound like somebody else.
Yeah, that's why they're called influences.
Do you think people are just scared to do their own voice? It just feels so uneasy because no one else has your voice.
I don't think it's about being. I mean, it's probably the lack of confidence. But when you idolize and you think that person is so great, that is your definition of great. So you go.
You
That's what
embody
I'm
that.
trying to achieve.
Do you sing?
I try.
She sings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, and that's the same thing when I'm singing.
How did you know that? You can just tell?
Yeah, I can just tell.
Okay.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It was that 7-mile walk we took.
Were you guys singing hymns?
On the campus tour. Yeah.
We did.
Gospel hymns of like
Kumbaya.
how hard life
I
is.
took the new student tour. I'm majoring in journalism now, just letting you know.
Congratulations.
But when you're singing, that's the same thing. I end up, when I'm singing somebody, my wife always would say, because we recorded an album, but she would say, you're sounding like George Strait. Or you're sounding like the guy in Third Day. You're sounding like those people. Your voice is so much better. And I can't help it
Yeah.
because when I wrote a song that to me sounded like a George Strait song. So I'm singing it.
Yeah, I get that.
want to be where you are. And that's me doing George Strait, but it doesn't sound anything like George Strait. But that's what happens. Everybody does that. There
Yeah.
were so many singers in the 90s in country radio who sounded like George Strait. And I'm like, we already have one.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, find your own way.
Yeah.
And that happens with a lot of female artists too, because the industries are like, get me 14 more of those.
Right.
Because that's what they do. Isn't it true?
Yes,
And
it's
even
so
if they
true.
have their own singular voice, like, could you sound more like Shania in 1998?
But that doesn't work. I feel like
No,
it's
but
so
the industry
interesting.
does
Yeah.
that. The industry's stupid. The industry doesn't really know what they're doing too much. They make a lot of mistakes.
So do you feel like the industry has gotten worse in this case?
Music?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like I've heard this. The back in the day, the corporate elites of radio and music were they allowed artists to find their voice more than right now.
Yeah, they were music.
Now it's like here's the science that we think applies. Do this.
Yeah. First, they were music people who were running these companies.
Yeah.
You see all these guys who started like Asylum Records. The guy was a producer. It was David Geffen. And David Geffen was a manager and producer. He was surrounded by music. That was his life.
Yeah.
He ended up having an artist label like Asylum that had Jackson Browne and Joni Mitchell and all these people on it. You could tell that he was a guy. Now, we don't know who owns these companies. There's like 3 of them now. There's like 3 corporations.
Yeah,
And they're
that's
faceless
true.
and they're soulless. And they have nothing to do with the music. It's all about product.
Now, I'm going to be a little bit of a Rosh here. Devil's advocate. We're talking about where the industry is for music.
I like to consider
We've
myself an
got-
angel's ally.
Oh, that's a new one.
Cut that out. That's terrible.
And cut.
That was brutal. Okay, so YouTube. And I am going to go on a soapbox. I really dislike social media, but it is a platform now for creatives, artists to get out there, and it removes the friction of having to go through the big companies. So
Yeah.
I don't want this to become a social media topic because I will start to feel
I
sick.
think it
But
has to.
I do.
I'm sorry, we got a bucket.
But we've got a bucket. But we have to acknowledge that yes, the industry has changed, and we have the corporate soulless. We don't know who they are.
No.
The ghost in the machine happening. But then you also have, on the flip side, the social media avenue that has opened up a platform for
The unseen, unheard.
Yeah.
That should be seen and heard.
that should be seen and heard.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. That's the free market. That is the
Yeah.
freest of the free market.
Right.
Because the corporations killed it when they kept buying each other up, gobbling each other
Right.
up. And like, no, I'll be in charge of those 18 people, artists and stuff. It's just wrong, I thought. But social media that's the one good I get out of social media. I can't stand it. I think it's the worst invention. It's the absolute worst invention.
Nails on a chalkboard for me, but
Yeah, the whole thing. It really is. It's meant to be addictive. It's meant to screw you up. It's meant to have people thumbing through their phone when we're having a conversation.
Are we talking?
Yeah.
Still? Are we still on? Okay. So my bad.
exactly.
But it's true, and that's
Yeah,
my soapbox
that's
too.
why I have
I'll be back for
to-
8 hours of soapbox with you about social media because I hate it. But I do understand
Yeah.
that that's a great avenue for people. I mean, it's SoundCloud, Bandcamp.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
kind of people were able to put their stuff out, and
That's true.
And then you get an opportunity. But then, unfortunately, some of them get signed by that faceless, soulless corporation,
Right.
and then they put out the pappiest product you've ever heard, and thought, "Wow, you used to be good when you were in your bedroom singing."
Yeah.
And now what's this?
Yeah.
You know, so, but the people do understand that they're selling their soul when they sign with a
Some
label.
people make that choice. Yeah.
They do make that choice
Yeah.
and say, I want to make millions and
That's
lose
what it's
myself.
about. Yeah.
That's their choice, once
Right.
again.
So I want to go back to making the show.
Oh, yeah.
You get up at 4 a.m. You may or may not have, depending on who you are, done your prep. You walk in, you have your energy drinks, your cup of coffee, you sit down. Headphones? No headphones?
Headphones.
Headphones?
Got to hear the music.
Okay. And that's it. Then play. Is there a button? I imagine a button.
Well, the morning show, we've got 12, 13 different segments. And as a morning show that we do country radio, some morning shows, no music. Some in our building.
Yeah.
And they're national ones like the Breakfast Club. During their commercial break, you might hear a song
Yeah.
just to fill time or two. Elvis Duran on Kiss is a national show too. And they fill with a song. They might have a song or two. But that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
For us, country radio, and we've learned over the years, country listeners like a combination. We love you, but we love our music. We like a great combination of music and talk. And we want the conversation to be light. We don't want it to, and I knew this before I even got to the morning show, is like, I always wanted to be a haven from the real world. Before social media even started making everybody ugly. I wanted us to be the reason, like you had a bad day. You turn it on and all of a sudden, welcome to my world.
Yeah.
I got you for 30 minutes. This might be the best 30 minutes of your day because you might be going through the biggest hell in your life. Maybe can I take your mind off it for 30 minutes? And that's what we do as a country radio station. We don't go knocking on doors or stepping on toes. We
Are you
just do our thing.
scripting that though? Is it like, okay,
We'll do a break and
talk
go-
for 5 minutes here,
Yeah.
but then we got to play 5 songs here? Like,
Yeah, we're
do you
taping
have
on a Thursday.
recipe?
We're taping on a Thursday. So tomorrow, it's all about things happening this weekend. Every break's
Okay.
going to be something local. And then we expand upon it. Our personalities come out of the situation as a morning show. And that's what you end up wanting. You don't want to go,
Right.
we're talking about the last time you ruined your laundry. Jippy-tappers on line 2. Let's talk. Some people do that. And sometimes you'll end up having things like
Yeah.
that just to get audience interaction. But we can do it just by being ourselves and talking about, there's a haunted house, Froggy, who's on the morning show with me. He also does the Elvis show. So he hates him. I mean, he's scared to death of any kind of haunted house, even the 13th floor thing. And we had fun with that this morning. And Jordan Wilkerson, who's on First Coast Living, does the mornings with me too. And so there's 3 of us talking about haunted houses. Break's done. Good 3-minute break. And you're like, that was it. That was the 3 minutes of enjoyment we hope we gave a listener.
Yeah.
And now we're playing a Luke Combs song or Morgan Wallen. And then off we go.
Yeah.
And then we give service. We give them traffic, give them weather, and then move on. So repeat 12 times. We'll do different things. I told Floridians, we do them every hour because people love them.
People love it.
And so aside from that, we do games. We have play-along games because people love playing along if they're in the car.
Yeah.
Even if I'm going, okay, the top 10 Halloween candies, according to Instacart. Go. Number 1. What do you think number 1 is?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah, you're right. Number one.
No way. Is
Very
it
good.
still?
I'm usually always.
I mean, that's my number one.
I know, and it's everybody.
I cannot.
So
I'm going to sidestep that.
we end up doing a list and just have fun with the list and them shooting stuff out.
Yeah.
Everybody, we don't have somebody on the radio playing along, but everybody's playing along in their
Everyone's
car.
playing along.
You can't help but play along.
Absolutely.
And we do a thing called the pop quiz where we'll give a celebrity, and you have to guess, are they, how old are they? The next person says, are they older or younger? And then we'll have another tiebreaker where I'll ask a thing to state capital out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so those kind of things where people are driving going,
Those are fun.
oh, Gwen Stefani's a lot older than that, whether they cared or not. Their brain is like, I don't care about, 52.
Yes.
And that's what they do. And she's actually 56.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And she's married to a country singer.
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton.
Yeah. She's doing. Did she put out a country album recently?
56.
No, I don't think it's
something.
full country. She did a few songs with Blake.
Speaking of celebrities, you interview celebrities.
Yes, all the time.
All right. Let's hear it. Let's hear the gossip.
They're all
When's-
good.
Well, I was going to
all
say,
good.
did you ever have one where you were absolutely starstruck and it was a challenge to get through?
Yes.
And are they in the studio with you typically?
Some are.
Okay.
A lot of the ones are phoners, but back when they're brand new artists, we have them in studio. So you don't have the wow factor of a brand new artist. We had Blake Shelton in, and he was just tall, funny guy, and we loved him. He was great,
He seems like he's funny.
that's him.
That's nice
That
to
is
know
so
he really
him.
is.
That's who he is.
That's great.
And so the one person that I was doing even a phone interview with was Emmylou Harris, who is, she started out as more of a folk kind of
Okay.
singer and country. She was with Graham Parsons, the guy who basically invented country rock in the early 70s, who lived in Jacksonville for a long time.
Oh, no kidding.
Went to the Bowles School when it was a military school. And he ended up basically inventing country rock. He was there with the Byrds in 1967 and did the Sweethearts of Rodeo album, which basically was the genesis of country and rock. He ended up doing some other things. Well, his solo albums, he had such a major drug problem. It was all he could do to stay together. Emmylou Harris, he met her, and she was harmony. She has one of the most beautiful voices, the most pure voice you'll ever hear. She did a trio album with Linda Ronstadt and Dolly Parton. That trio album, it was Linda, Dolly, and Emmy. So Emmylou Harris has been like, as long as I've known, just like hum. That would be me trying to interview Emmylou Harris. Hum. Well, it got to the point where I was interviewing her with Tony Fox, my co-host at the time, and we're talking to Emmy, and I said, Emmylou, I'm going to be in the corner. I'm going to let Tony do this interview because it would I'd be like, Chris Farley interviewing Paul McCartney on Saturday Night Live. Remember when you did Quarter Moon in a 10-cent town? That was awesome. I said, that would be me trying to interview you. She was like, well, what's your favorite album? I started naming like 4 of them. She goes, oh my gosh, you're a fan. I said, I tell you, I'll be over here and let Tony talk to you about what you're trying to sell. She was going to be on some special or something. I said, 'cause I would be fanboying so bad. So Emmylou was my stuttering interview.
So are they coming to you to get the interviews, or are you going to them?
They come.
Okay.
They come to us usually.
Yeah.
They got something to sell.
Right.
And our job is to try to keep them away from trying to get to what they're selling. You want to know more about them.
Yeah, of course.
I learned that from David Letterman, who had said, yeah, if we ever learn anything about why they're on my show, I didn't do my job. And so, I mean, you want to let me, okay, your new album's called this, and you can find it in stores.
Yeah.
Now, aside from that, I want to wonder
gonna
about the
dig in.
necklace you're wearing. What's up with that, kind of thing. But it's a little combination. They're trying to do their job, and we're trying to have fun. They get it. The one person who didn't get it, she didn't want to have anything to do about anything but what she wanted to talk about. Of all people,
what's the name?
Lucy Liu, the actress.
Oh, the actress.
In Charlie's Angels.
Yeah,
She was in
yeah,
Charlie.
okay.
Lucy Liu. She was calling about dental care.
What?
She was like a spokesperson for the ADA or something to talk about dental hygiene. And she was making the rounds, calling people, talking about dental hygiene. Do you think we're going to spend 5 minutes talking about dental hygiene?
Definitely not.
No. You got Lucy Liu. Charlie's Angels had come out like a year before, so it was
Yeah.
still fresh enough.
Yeah,
that
she's a big deal.
And she was at least in movies at the time.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I got Lucy Liu here. Okay, let's have some fun.
I just wanted to talk about teeth.
Yes. And so it was so obvious that we taped it and played it back the next day, which we tried to do just because you can edit out some different things and make it sound good.
Yeah.
And so We had her on, and every time we would go, so really, I mean, Bill Murray or whatever, Charlie's Angels, and she was like, yes, but with dental hygiene, it's always, I mean, she didn't even.
Well, I think it may have been traumatic for her to work with Bill Murray. That's what I've been hearing.
That in itself, yes. I shouldn't have asked that question. But anything we asked. And she was like, yeah, but dental health
She
is what
just
we're after.
redirected
We're
right
like,
back.
she'd have redirected things. So clunky. It was funny. So what we did the next day, we said, okay, Lucy Lou's going to, and we did it as if we're going to do it live.
Yeah.
We said, we got Lucy Lou's coming up at 9:00, and she wants to talk about dental hygiene. So at least we made it entertaining for our audience.
Yeah.
She's going to talk about dental hygiene. We're going to try to bend it where she doesn't
smart.
and see how let's see how many times is she going to mention dental hygiene in our 5-minute
Very
interview.
creative.
And we had a bell that every time she would bring it, you had a bell go off. And so as we sat there dumbfounded during the interview going, let's get this over.
So it almost made it seem like Lucy Liu was in on the game, or maybe not.
Probably did.
Right. Well, we kind of said, we'll just see. She's not listening, and no, she wasn't. And and dental hygiene, ding, is everything. And it was one of the great bits we ever did
That is a great bit.
because you try to find some entertainment out of that.
Right.
I'm so curious as to why. I want to interview her right now. I wonder if she got.
Why are
an
you
extra-
so hell bent?
I'm sure she was a paid spokesperson.
Yeah, but,
that's
okay.
obviously.
And she said, Lucy, listen, honey, listen, we're going to get you $5,000 for this, but all you got to do is about an hour and a half of radio. Okay, you'll sit in the studio. We'll keep you company. We'll have everything you need. We'll cater it. It'll be great. And then all you got to do is talk about dental hygiene.
So do their agents reach out to you typically, and do they have specific? Hey, we only want to talk about dental hygiene. Do not go off the script, or we will.
Sometimes.
Sure.
Very rarely. The only person that ever said, please don't ask about anything, about something was Jim Belushi. Don't ask about John. And we understood.
Yeah, obviously.
And he had his TV show on at the time, Jim Belushi
That's
did.
the only time you had a.
That's the
request
only
like that?
time somebody said, okay, there's no talk about
refreshing.
anything. Please do not ask me any questions about John.
Okay.
Or we'll hang up.
Okay.
I'm like, I got you.
Yeah.
We're good. There might have been more. That's the one that really stood out.
'Cause that's a.
But very rare.
Heart-tugging one.
Yeah, and it's very rare that like somebody was just separated and they were like, okay, we're not talking about relationships here. We're going to stick with this. And I know your audience is going to want to know. You got them on right as they're breaking up, but please, no questions. I said, can I allude to it? Like, I understand that I want to ask you a question, but we're not going to go there. They go, yeah, as long as you really don't ask a question. So in the interview, I said, hey, I know the breakup. Say if I had Keith Urban on last week.
right.
And go, Keith, I know it's out of respect to you and Nicole, I'm not going to ask you any questions like that, but tell me about the road and la, la, la.
Okay.
That
so
kind
you
of
acknowledge
thing.
that everybody
I
knows
acknowledge
this
that
thing is happening.
I know that this is happening, but I'm trying to understand and be deferential to them.
All right,
It's respect.
if tomorrow you get an email saying, hey, we have an AI country musician we want you to interview, would you do it?
No.
I'm head scratching.
You're not going to do it?
No. It's not real.
Have you listened to any AI music?
Yeah, and it's horrible. I can tell from the word go, if it gets better, you might be able to fool me. Right now, you can't fool me. And I go, that's just bad.
So do you think that, so you don't think, oh, Jen's on it. She's got a soapbox.
No, I
Jen's a
can't.
musician. Now, I want to know about you. What do you think?
Oh, well, I don't want to take the creative process out of making music. For me, holding an instrument, playing the instrument, or singing is a creative outlet.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I would never involve artificial intelligence in the music creation process.
And I disagree with both of you.
Yeah, I know you
And I'm
want to
not a
start
musician.
your
I'm not a
own
musician.
like
I can tell.
AI record label.
I think we're going to have a lot of creative, amazing, beautiful things that are going to be created by creative people using AI.
I would say if it needs to get better,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
but it might not. And we might just dismiss it. And it might be guys my age that are dismissing it, where people y'all's age might embrace it more. But I think when the heart's missing, that happens now. That happens now when somebody puts out something that's
Yeah.
That's
humans
very
putting
true.
music out,
Yeah.
but it lacks heart.
Yeah.
We're not. You can hear a song that lacks heart.
John's very confident that he can identify music that lacks
Are you going to be
heart.
playing songs for me now?
Oh,
Yes,
John,
we
I told
are.
you there was going to be a torture segment.
Yeah.
We've now reached it.
All right.
You ready?
Sure.
All right. So They're almost all country
Okay.
songs.
All right.
They're obscure country singers, also sponsored by JBL.
And Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. We're making big money.
'Cause I got good company and my troubles outside. And I'm sitting there with all of my friends, drinking beer like a night morning. Red wine in a Dixie cup. All night.
It lacks heart. It's a horrible song. So I'm going to guess AI.
It's real.
Is it? Who is it?
Oh, bummer. I even
name?
guessed AI.
So when I heard all these real, well, I won't say that. Hold on.
Joel, you'll give the trick away. Didn't you find a little?
Hudson Moore, doing just fine.
All right.
All right, ready for the next
All
one?
right.
Yeah, I
Yep.
just think that lacks heart. Sounds like fake.
But you know what that means. It's probably real. Is this still the same song?
This is different.
Oh.
My hearing is not the best. So.
Wish death upon me, blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and bombs trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a dummy for messing with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk.
Too derivative. So I don't know. It sounds derivative to me.
I say real.
Real?
I say fake.
Fake. The lyrics are real. It's a 50
I was
Cent.
gonna
It's a 50 Cent
say.
rap song.
But that's way too derivative of a sound.
So it was the lyrics. I was like, that
Wait a minute. I kind of know that song.
seems like a real.
They're not fake. That Hudson dude or whatever his name was, he had fake lyrics. But that's a lot of the bad country music, that I despise.
All right, do we have one more?
Yep. All right,
Okay.
let's do this next one.
All right, let's hope I can pull a D out of this. You can almost hear when the AI, when it clips at the end of fake music.
Dusty road, still 100 miles to go. But everything's gonna be alright if I keep walking to the light. Now it feels like coming home. You're
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was starting to get into that.
The harmony came in really nice.
Well, I'm just a sucker for harmonies.
Me too. Me too. That's why you'll love Graham Parsons and Emmylou Harris. You'll be in heaven.
I know. I'm gonna absolutely
Yeah.
gonna go look it up. All right, what do you think?
I don't know. I think that could have. I'm going to be fooled and say I think it's real and it's going to be fake.
I'm gonna say real.
Real.
All
Real.
right, yay!
Good job. Good job.
All right,
Good
we
job.
got one.
All right.
Well, you got more
Is
than
that
one.
it?
No, we
Yes.
have like 20 more.
No, you're not.
Hold on, we got to do a couple more.
No, we do not.
I
Hold on,
got to
there's
go.
one-
I got to go meet up with my new
No.
There's
new
one that I
members
really want
class.
to play. Hold on.
All right.
Hold up.
Town tonight. We don't need to talk things through, or you can cry the whole way too. Whatever feels alright to you. 'Cause you got baggage, I got room. Baby, singing Carolina. Oh, it's a long and winding road. Ooh, but if you're ever
I think fake.
I think so.
All right. You guys got it. All right. So
I was not going to be fooled by the harmony.
No,
That
'cause you can
seemed
tell
far
it's
too
stilted.
synthesized.
Stilted harmony.
yeah. So John, I think you got 3 right, 1 wrong.
Okay,
That's
I
good.
feel bad.
I feel
I
like
only got 2 right.
I don't feel
all right.
bad. I missed that first one.
I got 20 more we can do.
No.
No, we're good. It's all good.
Okay, I have a burning question.
Okay.
You're talking about there are times where you might go through that existential crisis and line 4 lights up and you take that call and it was what you needed to hear in that moment.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to callers. Do you remember the first time you had a caller absolutely just floor you? They said something, they told you something, it just got you so emotional.
Well, I used to do a request show, and so it was a dedication show and all that. I want to play this for, and I had a lot of, really, I can't even pinpoint one, but I did that for like 6 years in QIK. And so it was Saturday night in the country, and people would call and spill their heart and tell great stories.
Yeah.
and I didn't want them to end sometimes. And that was as good as the story song we were about to play.
Yeah.
So I always thought it added to the tapestry
totally
of the country
does.
radio
Yeah.
station, is that this person was telling a real story about what had happened. And that happens with the songs were great, but when I started having to do, and I said I used to have to do them, and I still do them, public service interviews, I thought, oh my gosh, that's another hour of my day, plus trying to arrange, until Arash started barging in and doing all of them, which was great. But there was one time where a lady called on a Thursday and was like, can I come up tomorrow and tape? We got a bone marrow transplant, a bone marrow drive.
Okay.
My brother's got cancer, and I got a bone marrow drive coming up. It's happening next Saturday. I said, well, if in order to run it, you have to record it by tomorrow. And it was going to be Friday night. And I'm like, I like leaving early on Friday night. And I said, but yeah, come on up. Just something in me said, yeah, come on by and I'll make room. I don't have much room in the show, but I'll make room for her. Well, she ends up telling a story. It's a beautiful story, punctures through the speakers, and it really reached out and she did a great job. Well, then, like, I don't know, weeks later, months later, whatever, she calls and said, my brother got his match.
Oh, wow.
And it was the guy who came, and the one person that said they heard it on the radio.
Oh my God.
And she kept me informed for like 10 years.
Oh.
And he passed away 10 years later. She goes, we got 10 more years out of him because of your generosity. Oh, wow. And you're like, oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
those are the things that kick you and go,
Yeah.
okay. Those things happen more than not on the public service show now. I had a lady who was a kidney cancer. The lady, her sister passed away from kidney cancer. So she had a foundation. They were doing this. She brought a doctor in. I love doctors. But this guy was more clinical than personal. Told a story of it, gave us the history of kidney cancer. And I'm like, yeah, give me some heart, man. We're radio. Don't have charts and graphs here. And so it was an okay interview. Very kind people. Well, then the next time she called and said, hey, we're going to have a fundraiser. And I was like, okay, you can leave the doctor at home. She goes, yeah, well, my brother-in-law, her widow is going to be here. And I was like, okay, we'll hope. You don't know what kind of a spokesperson he is.
Yeah.
He wasn't much of a speaker, but my gosh, his heart poured out. And that lady did say, we had a record number of people call from this show. This show runs at 6 a.m. on Sundays or 10:30 at night. So we're not aiming for the optimal audience.
Yeah.
But she said, we got so much reaction from that. And I was like, well, I said, that's real stories. Those are real, that's the real heart that, as we like to say, punctures the speakers.
Is that the trick, if you were to give us advice to having a successful interview? You've got to have a story in there. Mm-hmm. And what do you do if you're sitting across the table from somebody?
Well, ask them open-ended questions. Give me some hows. Give me some whys. No yes or no's, because I could have yes or no you. Have you had any great stories? Yep. So when's lunch? But I learned a thing from Larry King, which was the weirdest interview I ever did. Wouldn't you think Larry King would have been good at interviews? You know Larry King,
Yes,
right?
of course.
Larry King, of course, you're on Larry King tonight. Well, Larry King, for some reason, shows up at the CMA Awards. We were up in New York for the 39th CMA, and we went up there and do interviews with all the artists. And so I'm up there, and I see Larry King's name on the list of people who are coming through. I'm like Larry King? And they go, yeah, Larry King's coming here. His wife had sung at the Opry or something. And so the lady, they had a little showrunner, and she would run up the person that come in 5 minutes, Larry King in 5 minutes. And I would go, okay, great. Well, she comes back, and right before Larry King comes up, she goes, let me just tell you, it gets weird. And I'm like, what? And now I hear Jacksonville, Florida. Ah, there's Jacksonville, Florida. And he brings his wife, and he's looking at Jacksonville, Florida. There's only one other river that flows north aside from the St. John's and Jacksonville. You know where it is? She goes, I don't know. The Nile. The Nile. That's how the interview starts. He's yelling at her about the damn Nile. And so we sit down. Larry ends up talking. She goes, we only had 4 minutes with Larry because he was busy. 4 straight minutes, Larry King talked. I just ended up. Yeah, it's a wonderful town. New York's great. We got country music here. We went to the Opry, and my wife sang with Dolly. It was wonderful. I got to go on stage, and 4 straight minutes. And I would kind of, then I thought, heck with it. Just let him go.
Just go. Yeah, just let it go.
This is not going to run anyway. Because we would tape them and play the best ones back.
Yeah.
I was like, this ain't happening. I'm saving this one because I don't ever want to forget Larry King. And then it got time to go. The lady came and gave me the wrap up. And I said, all right, Larry, hey, time's up here. We appreciate it. What? Time's already up? And I said,
he didn't even know the interview started.
Right. And he goes, I said, yeah, it's time you got to go up the river. Up the river. Up the river. That's a good one. He turns to his wife. Right over her head. I'm like, what a condescending old man you are.
Wow.
And then we got done, and the promo guy who was with me came with me to the interview. He's like, what the hell was that?
Well, that's Larry King.
I said, we'll never get it again, man.
Was that the weirdest interview you've ever done?
Yes, no question. Larry King.
Have you ever had...
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me finish that. But Larry King gave great advice when I talked to him on the phone one time. He was like, when you think the people are done answering the question they had prepared to answer,
Yeah.
you just keep nodding. Leave dead air, and then they feel like they got to keep talking. And then you might get heart. You might get a story. You might get something because we're like, oh, yes, and we opened in 1965, and we've served 14,000 people since then. And it started because my sister had cancer or something. Just nod.
Yeah.
That's the advice I give from Larry King to you.
Yeah, if you leave
Jen,
a little
don't say
bit.
anything.
You just nod. You needed to nod.
No, normally this would be Arash's turn to jump in. But it is true. People are uncomfortable with silence,
Yep.
so they feel the need
They
to,
feel like
to
they have to
fill
fill
it.
it, yeah.
And that's where you can get the more...
That's when you can get people, well, they have to think of something to say.
Yeah.
And the things they've guarded the whole time about their interview, they kept guarded until, oh, crap, I might have to
I
talk
gotta
about
say something.
the time something
Yeah.
really weird happened. So,
All right.
I want to know, in 2025, nearly 26, how does someone become you? How do we encourage these kids going to school today to get into the business of being a radio host?
it's such a shrinking business. Unfortunately, there's no training ground anymore. I got the chance to go to that little station owned by the city that nobody knew about, cared about, and I could hit my minimum wage and learn everything. I got my freaking master's in the year and a half that I was working at that station. I got a master's in real world radio. And
Are college kids knocking on your door? John, mentor me. Are they trying to get on the radio?
no, unfortunately, a lot of people wanted to get paid to intern,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we were like, we can't pay, and so they don't knock anymore. We used to have interns that would come.
Yeah.
A lot of interns would come, and we'd put them on the air, part of a morning show sometimes. Just like, hey, this is real world. This is how it works. They learned everything. And so that was a wonderful training ground. But unfortunately, since a lot of people want to get paid now, I know I didn't when I was learning.
I didn't think being paid as an intern was even an option back in the day.
Right. It probably, and it wasn't.
That was
because
the whole point.
It's what you learn.
Yeah.
You're learning on the spot, and you are doing things like washing the station vehicle. It's part of the gig. It's part of the gig. It's called entry level for a reason.
It's like John's having these interns clip his toenails. It's part of the job. No, we don't pay for this.
There you go. Watch the cuticle. Rockville, Maryland. You're on with Arash Kamyar. But I think it's sadly, it's a shrinking business. Forever, for 100 years, we kept fighting down the competition. When talking movies came out, they were like, well, that's it for radio. And then radio found a way to survive.
Right.
In fact, it thrived. And then when TV came out, well, that's it for radio. And then radio said,
There was
okay.
a whole song about this.
Yeah, the Buggles, 1980, 79.
But streaming is killing radio, is it?
Is it?
I would say whatever's in your iPhone, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
The iPhone is what did it. Because All the other things that kept killing radio never killed it, never made a dent.
Right.
Like MTV was supposed to kill radio. I remember I was getting into radio at the time. They're like, why are you getting into radio? It's all going to be video stuff. You know, I'm like, no, we found a way through it.
Yeah.
The Walkman, the iPod,
Yep.
all these things were supposed to ruin radio, supposed to kill it. And we never saw a percentage of a hit. 96% of the people
That's
listen to radio
fascinating.
every month or every week or whatever. If only for whatever. They
Yeah.
do. They do use radio. Well, it wasn't until
The iPhone.
Death in Your Palm came out, which took you away from your real world period.
Yeah.
Much and radio was part of the collateral damage of you falling into the zone of your phone. And so you can stream, but here's the cool thing.
Yeah.
We went down, we took a hit, and I don't know what the number is, but we did take a hit. First time I've seen that number, and it wasn't drastic. It's like 91%. Now, people who listen for 4 hours a week, it might go down to 80. I don't know that number. But I do know I'm hearing from younger people. This is crazy. We do giveaways in the
That's
morning.
my prediction.
We give away, to younger people, we give away stuff and just do our pop quiz.
Do you have
and
anything right now?
other silly things. We have a $50 gift card to Metro Diner, and one of you are going to win it. Yeah. But the winners, we have to get all this information, and we get a date of birth just for having to load it into the system. People born in the 90s and the 2000s are our winners.
Huh.
All those people that aren't listening to the radio happen to be all of our winners.
So that is, I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic that death will never come to the radio business because everything is cyclical in life. You look at everything that we've gone through, real estate,
Right.
the stock market, like everything, it's just this constant ebb and flow. And so, yes, everyone gets obsessed with the iPhone and with streaming, but there is a very different generation that is out there now. This is the generation that, guys, they don't drink to cope with being an adult.
Right.
They don't.
No.
They actually enjoy waking up in the morning and just living life au naturel. So you've got these kids they're bringing back the 80s and then the 90s look. They are going to bring back our past, I think, which is going to have people falling in love with radio again.
There are things
my
now.
hope.
I appreciate it, and I hope that is dead true. But there are some things that are never coming back. Newspapers. Because what the newspaper did, it gets replicated pretty darn good on a phone,
Yeah.
on a website. Broadcast television. There's so many now that just have so many. I mean, hey, they're still making millions. CBS still,
Yeah.
they're not going out of business throwing their 18th CSI show on. They got an audience somewhere. Now, maybe they'll end up dying off. I don't know. But here's the one difference that I see with those other kind of medias. They always lump us together. Broadcast TV and newspapers and radio, that's a thing of the past, kids. I'm like, wow, but the kids have decided, I'm kind of bored with, because if radio was invented now, they'd go, it's the coolest thing. It's like a
Exactly.
podcast, but they play music.
Right.
And it's like your playlist, but you get some people talking locally about you.
Right.
It's the craziest thing. You kids are going to love it. And I think that would have happened if radio was invented right now. So people are rediscovering. And I heard from a friend who was in radio. He goes, man, my friends in their early 30s are saying, I'm bored with my playlist.
Yeah.
And podcasts, except for this wonderful number one rated
Number one
rated podcast,
In our genre.
are really bad. There's a lot of really bad podcasts out there. So if somebody's thumbing and trying to get to something, it's just not.
Well, so to
it's
that-
not top notch. And so they come back to radio as like, this is my combination. I
Yes.
love radio.
Right.
You do a little bit of everything. And so maybe because of the fact we play a lot of music and country, maybe that's why we're benefiting from it.
Well, so I want to say two things. One is people still love personalities. I mean, the whole influencer is, I'm in
Yep.
love with this personality.
Right.
And discovery, like to your childhood of music, people still want that too. And I do think the algorithms, they go, we know what Jen is. And these are the 5 things you are and that you will always ever be. And that's the only thing we're going to give you forever. Whereas if with radio, if there's an opportunity for me to discover something outside of this box
That's
you
the
put me
thing.
in.
I want to discover new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, have you noticed your algorithms they do not want
I
you to
do
ever
not allow
move.
it to play for me. I am so dead set again. I go Amazon. I'm an Amazon because of Prime and all that stuff. I'm not proud of it, but when it's
No one
like
is proud of it.
songs for you or your playlist, I'm like, where the hell did you get that from? I get angry. And so for me, it's much more comforting to have the radio on and listen, and
So
then
you
I
play-
hear
you play
new
the radio? You
songs.
play the radio in your
I
car?
play the radio
I
because
try.
I love finding and discovering new music. And how else are you going to in this day and age?
Right. If you don't have a teenager going, Dad, you ought to hear this.
Yeah, and I don't have kids,
Right.
so I don't know what the kids are listening to.
Right.
So I truly
Demon
rely.
Hunter in my house. It's Demon Hunter. They're great songs.
Right. That stuff is pretty catchy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My son, so he ever since he was like 10, he was always been kind of like what I was when I was little, and he would find new music. So, and he knows how to sift it for me.
That's great.
He sifts out I love a lot of hip hop stuff, but I'm just prudish when it comes to language. And I was like, don't give me things that get bleeped out. I don't want it because I know what he's saying,
Yeah.
and I don't want to hear that. So he edits, he cleans, he gets the right stuff, and he goes, here, this is what you're going to like.
Who do you like in the hip hop genre?
I like, as odd as he is, I have a thing about geniuses. I think they should, it's the worst thing that they are acting public. They probably shouldn't be in public because they're crazy. Like Mozart.
Yeah.
Mozart was nuts.
Yeah.
But is there a better genius? Bach? Bach might seem like he had more social
I did
skills.
say hip hop genre, not classical.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm working my way to Kanye West.
Yeah. It's so sad for me. Kanye West is so sad for me.
But here's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't let other people's life get in the way of the art.
He is an artist. Yeah.
He
He's
is
creative.
true. There's
Yeah.
very few artists, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of product makers. And some, like Brian Wilson, probably shouldn't have been in public
Right.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of crazy. And he was like that though before the LSD even. He didn't have a big time talking to people a lot. And that's how he did. That's how weird Paul McCartney is able to be a social gadfly and one of the greatest songwriters ever. How that happened, that's a rarity.
Yeah.
You got a Brian Wilson and Kanye West and those guys who I consider, they're very, just like a handful of geniuses. Ray Charles. Ray didn't want to be around people. He didn't. And he just wanted to make music. And I think, so anyway, I separate. Ray Charles did not live a stellar life, but I can separate it.
That's good.
Yeah, I tried to,
appreciate
because
that.
if I tried to put their lives into my music, I'd be listening to, I'd be listening to not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Be back to Bach again, which is not bad. It's not
Has a
bad.
time and place.
I don't know. I've heard about Bach and
You know Bach.
Bach.
Who don't know Bach?
Well, John, I think you've made me realize what I've always wanted to be for a living. Went down the wrong path. No, I love what I do, and I love working in technology.
What
I
do
swear.
you do? Oh, this
that's
is where I get to interview
that's a
you.
Great question.
What do you do?
So it changes day by day, but for the most part, I try to solve problems with really smart human beings for different companies.
Say one problem. What problem did somebody bring to you in the last 6 months that you can eloquently speak about and tell me how you did it?
So one of the biggest problems that keeps landing on our doorstep right now actually is you got all these AI assistants, all these AI tools that are out there, and people are going, I'm spending money on a license to use it, right? It costs money. And I actually have no idea if I'm getting any value out of it.
Right.
What can it do for me? So now we're solving that problem. We're trying to make AI be a little closer to the human so that you can get the practical use out of it that you should. I'm not going to teach somebody how to go create an album,
Right.
right? You can use all the apps and do all that stuff. That's fine. But think about not having to chug through your email inbox and figure out which ones you're supposed to reply to. What if you had this nice personal assistant that said, remember, these are the 5 replies. Oh, let me recommend what you should say
And
here.
we'll sing a song for you at the end of the day.
So I like to make people
That's great.
more efficient. Our organization likes to make people more efficient. And it's not about having AI do your job for you. It's about having it do the job you don't want to do so that you can go and learn new skills and do bigger and better things.
Right.
So we're putting a lot of energy into solving that problem right now.
That's great. I think that's a wonderful idea. It's a great altruistic thing to do. You're helping people.
That's what
It
it's
can't
about,
be much.
right?
Can't be much better than you are helping somebody.
That's
That's
why
what we
do
should all be
this.
here for.
Exactly. I completely
To
agree.
serve.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if we can end it with a song and get into,
Do you want me
know,
to sing?
Do you know Chicken Fried? Then no, you don't.
Play one
You
of them
don't get to
AI
sing.
ditties you brought up. Them's were real good.
Our outro now includes.
Oh yeah, where did that hip intro music come from? Your theme song.
Oh, it was probably.
Was
you
that
picked it.
Yeah.
was that AI?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It was definitely a music service where they just have a whole bunch of songs.
Yeah, a lot of
selected.
copyright
Yeah.
free.
There's
Yeah.
literally like the
No,
corporate jingle.com
I'm sorry.
sort of.
I misspoke. We work with a producer out of Los Angeles.
Okay. Lenny Schwartz. Hi, kids. It's wonderful. Listen, I've listened to 400,000 pieces of music, and I got the right one for your podcast.
That's how it happened.
I don't know what the hell you do with the podcast. I don't know why you're doing one, but I've got your music. I've got this theme song, and it goes a little something like this.
Yeah.
Lenny nailed it.
Yeah, that was it.
When Lenny's a good guy. Did you ever see the movie? Spinal Tap?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, the guy, Paul Schaefer's character, Arnie Fufkin, Polymer Records. How are you? Great to meet you, Arnie Fufkin, Polymer Records. He based that character off a guy I know.
No kidding.
There was a guy named Louis Newman. A guy named Louis Newman worked in pop radio forever, and then he worked his way to country, and he worked in country forever. Johnny boy, it's your Uncle Lou. You're going to take care. Everything's going great. It's almost as if I wrote your playlist. Johnny boy, it's wonderful. It's great. One thing, if we can move that Trisha Yearwood up a little bit, everything's great. It's marvelous. Thank you. I love you. You know I love you. You're my nephew. Everything's great. That's Louis Newman, real world. And we joked about it when I first talked to Louis. I thought, holy cow, he sounds like Arnie Fufkin from Polymer Records and Spinal Tap. And
Sure
then I
enough.
found out
It was.
it
That was the
was.
inspiration.
It was. And so he found it quite flattering. Even though it was a parody.
Yeah,
Louis
yeah.
goes, he's just effing around. But
That would be
was
a
me.
huge compliment.
Yeah.
I would.
Arnie Fufkin, Polymer Records. It's so great to have you. So great.
Now I need to watch that movie this weekend. I love it. It's been
Funny movie.
makes me feel old.
Yeah, it's 40-something years old
It's
now.
insane.
I think we're done here.
Are we? It's about dang time.
I'm trying to find how to close this thing, and I think I'm just going to be blunt. I think this interview's done.
Finished.
It's the same way John Scott told Larry King, "We're done."
We're done. Time to go upriver. Up the river, right overhead.
All right, John.
Rockville, Maryland. You're on with Jen and Arash.
I don't know why you weren't wearing. You're wearing your sunglasses
Because
the
I'm
whole time.
leaving. I'm
no,
out of
you
here.
should have had
It's
it the
done.
whole
Should
time.
have
This
had
is
them
over.
on the entire
I
time.
ain't big time in y'all, but God damn. All of a sudden, these floodlights like you're trying to get a hold of Batman.
We are. We need help. We need lots of help.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, John.
Now I know what y'all do. I have no clue why you had me on this show, but I'm very thankful.
We're in love. That's all. We're in love.
It's a
No, I
love
was gonna
affair.
say,
It's
we love
wonderful.
you.
No, you're sweethearts, and I love you for it.
Thanks, John.
Thank you all.
All right, see ya.
Thank you.
Hey.
My face hurts.
Yeah, I've laughed too much.
Oh, that was so much fun. And genuinely, I went down. Okay, again, I love my job. I swear. Ted, I promise I love my job. I know you're listening to this right now.
Ted, God, is that how you refer to this guy?
Our CEO, Arash.
Ted.
I pray to you, Ted, at night. Dear Ted. I love helping people through technology. And I went down that path specifically because I thought I could have a bigger impact. But you know me personally, music has always been like ingrained in me. Everything I do I walk around with my own damn soundtrack in life. And I told you this, my high school yearbook quote was, music is something that everybody has in common. So it's been this fabric throughout my entire life. And I do believe everybody's lives. Always interested in technology. I wanted to be a musical engineer. The technology behind it, my father said, how in the hell are you going to make money doing that? Great.
Good question.
Good question.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I just know I can work hard, and so therefore I'm gonna do it. So that didn't happen. Fast forward many, many, many decades later, and I'm in technology, and I am helping people, and I appreciate that. But to sit in John's seat and to be able to have, to me, that is a ton of power you're wielding to change and impact hundreds of thousands of people who are listening to you in the morning by
He's even destroyed lives with that power.
by curating the content, not just what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but the music that they're listening to.
But he knows his stuff too.
I know.
Knows the music. I think that's what makes him.
I'm more starstruck now than before. I was nervous about interviewing him because
But now you're more nervous.
now I'm more nervous.
Like,
Thank God that's over.
We know who we talk to now.
Yeah,
I can't believe we did it.
I know. We should ask for his autograph.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
On like a record.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right.
Nice job.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Talk to you next time.